Live from the Injured on the Go Just Call Mo studio.
It's a blast!
It's Orlando's own Tom and Dan.
Welcome to Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. We are live on Twitch and YouTube, and I know it confuses people, but yes, podcasts are now video format as well. You can watch us on Twitch /@TomandDanLive. Same on YouTube. Everything at Tom and Dan Live.
If you are a BDM, we are doing a BDM only appreciation event. And that's April 19th on Saturday, April 19th, from basically 6 to 10. We've got a DJ. We've got a magician /
I'm going to call it an erotic magician.
It is erotic.
It's a magical erotic whip show.
Jennifer April Troy. I just had a meeting with her yesterday. She went. Let's
just say she's been taking some things away from her act. And I'm not talking about anything other than clothing.
By the way, she asked me, she's like...
Am I allowed to talk about that?
Yeah, you're allowed.
Okay.
She's like, do you think it'll be okay if I did this? And I'm like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, it seems creepy for me to say it so fast.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they're going to like it.
Yeah, Vince Taylor is on the line. Vince, I want to include you in this real quick while we're plugging things. Back in the day...
I heard y'all talk about BDMs. Is the BBC cool to bring a big black comedian?
Yeah. You want to come out?
No, we would love to have you there.
Man, I'm just, what I'm saying, trying to get in where I fit in, so to speak.
Back in the day, Tom, because Tom does all of our events, and I'm going to give you a compliment, he does a damn fine job. But one of the things he's always done is when we ever have female talent, he's always been in charge of picking the outfit for the girls that we have. Am I lying?
No, they just asked me because they're professional models.
This dude has picked up more bikinis than my wife has. He is literally... Am I lying?
I just say whatever you feel comfortable wearing.
Which is the correct answer.
How does Mrs. Drunky the Bear feel about that?
Don't talk about it. Are you crazy? Don't even talk about it, man.
All right, yeah, because let me quick story. When I was with Wild 'N Out on tour, one of my jobs was to help pick the Wild 'N Out girls. And I was so excited about that. I was like, what? I get to be included. I get a check. I get to do something. I told the wife, she was like, you get to do what? And you're supposed to do what? Where with
Not
them?
anymore.
Okay, when are we going to pick these girls? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, So yeah, sometimes, moving ahead can cause setbacks within the household.
Yeah. Don't wives. This is just the entertainment business.
Yeah.
Like I'm not. I'm not.
We're P.T. Barnum. It's a show business, baby.
I mean, bikinis are just clothes. That's all
Exactly.
it is, right?
Exactly. It's just small clothing.
They wear them at Typhoon Lagoon.
Yes, they do. They certainly do.
And Wet and Wild back then, you know what I'm saying?
And Blizzard Beach. They're all around it.
Hey, I'm saying family friendly.
Yeah, surrounded by. You go to Brazil and some beaches are fully topless, and you'll see families enjoying. You'll see a beautiful Brazilian family enjoying a picnic completely topless.
I've witnessed.
Let's jump into some blurred news.
Hold on.
Let's jump into nerd news. Let's see what Vince Taylor's been up to. We made it weird.
No, hold on. Back to our BDM only
I wouldn't
event.
have it any other way.
BDM only event, April 19th. Then after the Whip Show, we've got Silver Linings Band, live music. It's going to be really good. So I would come. Lots of other stuff. Lots of giveaways. Anyway,
I would say it's going to be unlike any event we've ever seen.
So Vince, I was gonna I've been reaching out to people. I invited Jim Colbert.
Oh, nice.
What's
he gonna do? Stand in the corner and look bored? Great. Oh, great. You invited an old man. Just what everybody needs. Every cool party, you have to invite your grandpa to come and stand in the corner and judge us with his conservative eyeball.
Jim's got good quality.
No, he was at the last year's one, and everybody likes seeing him.
Me the whole time. He's standing back there. He wears these shirts that Cam wears from Modern Family. He wears those gay shirts that Cam from Modern Family wears.
The inside are different color than the outside.
You think you're better than me because your cuffs are pink? Get the hell out of here, pink cuffs.
But he does it so well.
I feel uncomfortable sometimes inviting,
people of color to our event.
No.
I know that's why I'm here.
Yeah, no, not that.
He feels uncomfortable.
No, not that. Inviting local celebrities and comics.
Because there's an obligation. I agree with you. I don't like asking
because
anybody.
It's kind of like work.
I don't want to ask Vince to do anything other than anything we pay him to do because that's not fair.
Yeah,
he's got a family. He's got double careers. He's working. Sometimes he he's out to sea. Sometimes he's here. You know what I mean? I'm not doing
well,
that.
it's just in the industry, and I know where it's not like this.
Limited time, right?
Well, it's just when if someone's like, "Hey, will you come out to this event?" And then I agree to, like me personally, Tom Van. They're like, I get a call or text like, "Hey, come out to."
Nobody does this.
Like if Jim Colbert said, "Hey, can you come out to my dog washing party or whatever?"
That sounded like you're making fun of it. Hold on a second. That's the unintentional dickhead. That's it.
No, I'm just saying.
No. You just did the unintentional dickhead where you were doing a fake event of Jim Colbert event, and you were doing a dog washing event. And you go, well, he calls me to do his. Dog walking event or some crap.
I just want Jim to know, if you're gonna make a diss rap about Tommy after this segment, don't include me in it. Just
I'm not hitching you to this at all, Vince. You're off, man. You're good. You're safe.
He's my friend, so I'm like, okay,
Really?
yeah, I'll go out to the event. But then he starts promoting like, hey, Tom Van's gonna be out there, and I'm like, whoa, are you just trying to get me to draw
we
people?
do this.
Especially my promotion.
I'm just crazy.
We do all of this. We'll say like, hey, Vince Taylor's going to be out there. It'll be your only time to be able to meet him.
Yeah.
And then
I'll be
people,
out there
people will come up to us, Vince, and they'll be like, well, where's Vince Taylor? And we'll be like, I don't know, that guy. If he didn't come, he's stabbing you in the back.
But then I say, don't worry, we got tabs on us. And then it's like, all right, a couple drinks.
But then the tab's not on us.
You owe me $500 for an appearance fee. Anyway, sorry, Vince. You're invited out to our party.
If this is your way of inviting me out to 419, then consider me delightfully declining the invitation.
Okay, excellent. Excellent.
Right,
and I got other things to do.
I knew that the weird long invite would scare you off.
We can negotiate a payment.
Yeah, pay this man. Put some coin in this man's hand.
But then if it is a payment, I'm like, better get up there and do 5 minutes.
I'll give him 5 minutes of blank stare. Like, I get the best blank stare. Like, hey, y'all, my name is Vince.
The only one that gets paid to stand around is me and Daniel.
Hey,
and he'll be sitting.
Before comedy struck, the clothing optional performances was something I considered as well. So this might be a resurgence of career options.
Yeah, but you can. I cannot. I can't do that.
I'll pay you good money to do a nude stand-up set.
All the women would love when 6'4" Vince walks out there and he lays the hammer down. Yeah, I know everybody would enjoy that, including you want a whip show? Vince is bringing his own whip. Yeah,
you ever seen a helicopter? Hey, so what are we talking? Good money, like. Talk to me. Describe good money.
I don't know. It depends on if you're going full Django. If you're going full Django, we got a whole wallet.
Can we hoist you upside down full Django?
I swear to God, I got 500 on that because I know that'll pack the venue.
Oh nah, I need a mortgage payment if I'm going full money.
And I'm gonna dress like fat Leonardo DiCaprio.
Well, it depends on when you got your mortgage. Actually, because if you got it a couple of years ago, no dice.
Not good.
Yeah, but there's a certain sweet spot where we're talking $1,200. Anyway, all right, let's get into it, Vince. First, let's talk baseball because I know you're a huge baseball fan.
Yeah, happy opening day. A little bit late, but we're chugging right along. My Braves terrible. How are your how St. Louis doing?
We doing all right. The kid's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
All right. We started off 3-0, just like the Dodgers did.
Yep.
So that was a good sign. And then the Angels slapped us back into reality. But
and the Angels are terrible, but they have probably my favorite manager.
Ron Wash.
Ron Washington is my personal favorite coach. He came from the Braves to the Angels, and when we lost him, he is legitimately one of those people that I was like, well, that's not going to make the games more fun to watch because he was the guy, like when you were watching the Braves, Ron Washington would be like, he's very animated, and he would help the players on the bases, and you could just kind of read, like, his – I don't know. When we lost him, I was bummed. But I'm glad for his career. But the Angels are stinko. Oh, they're stinko.
Yeah, they were last year. They only won they lost 99 games, just short of 100. But this year, looks like they're going to do a little better because Mike Trout is back. And yes, you're right. Wash is chewing something but never chewing nothing.
Right.
If you one of those people who ain't got nothing in their mouth but they chewing, like I bet you if they let you smoke cigarettes in the dugout, Ron Washington to be the dude who had the cigarette hanging out his lip like this. Hey man, I need you to go ahead and give me a hit and run next time.
Yeah,
like, that's what I see Ron Washington as. But yeah, they let us. They gave us 2 losses, but last night we did have another win. Ivan Herrera hit 3 home runs in one game, which reminded me of when Fernando Tatis's dad, Fernando Tatis Sr., hit 2 grand slams in one inning back in the 90s. Jesus. So this is very happy. And I know I'm the nerd guy, so it's weird for me to talk sports, but I don't consider baseball like a sport for me. It's weird. Like it's like I grew up watching baseball, so it's like when I think about football, basketball, I know this Final Four time. Baseball for me is not like a sport. It's kind of like it's a culture. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm growing up in St. Louis. It was like an obligation. It's like a rite of passage. You know what I'm saying?
There's some cities like
it's
that.
It's weird talking about it when I know I love Marvel and Star Wars, but I mean, look, there's anime out about Shohei Ohtani right now, so the worlds collide. You know, Devin Williams throws an airbender. You know what I'm saying? Carlos Estevez does a Kamehameha at the end of his pitch when he closes out a game. Like Jazz Chisholm's favorite show is One Piece. You know, there's nerds in baseball. Like it's so it works for me.
Well, the generations are blending, right? You got these guys that are coming up in like Latin America and the Caribbean that hang on to every single piece of, you know, the West, or in this case, the East anime. They're pulling these things in and they're influenced by it. So you are seeing it represented in baseball. Another thing that I've said before plenty of times, you worked with him. I work with him now. I know it's not your game, but if I had a job to pick for you, knowing analytics and the way that you like gambling and doing things, baseball manager. You would be an excellent.
Me?
No, Tom. My
I was
Tom.
about to say.
My Tom would be fantastic.
Whoa, well, we can start minor league softball. I play softball
baseball manager.
in Winter Park on
You would
Mondays.
overthink everything. You'd overthink all your positions. You'd overthink your batting lineup. You'd always be massaging it. You'd always be making it better. And that's how you do good. Is you're constantly massaging it. You're constantly looking at that guy's he's a little dinged up. Let's rest that guy. Pull him in. You know, let's trade for that guy. Let's find the edge. Oh, this guy's good. You know, he'll fit in with our play style, but he's a sleeper player. You trade for that. Like, I think you'd be excellent baseball manager.
But let me give you some advice before you even speak, Tom.
Right.
Since you are good and evidently like to gamble, the best thing to do as a manager is to gamble on your own sport. That's the first thing that I would do.
He would do that. Yeah.
Gamble on your own team. Specifically, worked out well for Pete Rose. I would certainly start by gambling on your own games.
Yeah, but Pete Rose is an idiot. He bet on himself. I'll bet against myself. Easier to win. You see what I'm saying? Because I could for sure lose. Hard to win.
Write that down. Right, that's really good.
Write that down. Well, if you've been watching, there's like baseball. There's a team in Savannah. It's a minor league team called the Savannah Bananas.
Oh yeah,
and
we've been to their
these
games.
Dudes. They're doing like Harlem Globetrotter type baseball. Their games are sold out, even though it's a minor league stadium. So we're talking thousands, not tens of thousands, sold out. And they up there in the mound twerking, doing backflips, doing behind the back passes to first base and all of this crazy stuff. Even the umpires are twerking. Like, who don't want to see that? You know what I'm saying? Tom is right up your alley. So that might be a place to start before we actually send Tom to maybe the Tampa Bay Rays.
We have the professor from Savannah Bananas come in here, young professor, and and they're going to start doing Major League Baseball stadiums. I know they already have.
Well, they added teams. Yeah. Like now they're. I mean, Vince, they're kind of hedging their bets. They're adding extra teams and they're growing. They just sold out Raymond James.
So real quick, Vince, I got a question for you and Daniel because you know baseball. So
well, Vince knows baseball. I enjoy baseball.
Recently, Crystal brought this up and it got in her algorithm. She's like, "Did you see the story of the Major League Baseball player, his last at bat?" And he didn't know this, but they brought his kids into the announcer booth, and his kids announced him for his last bat of his career, right? And and then he got up at bat and he hit a home run.
Is it Stephen Voigt?
Yeah, Stephen Voigt from the Oakland A's.
Yeah, it was a couple of years ago.
Oh, it was a couple of years ago?
Yeah.
Oh, God damn it.
Yeah, this is from 2020.
It's social media. Sorry.
Yeah.
Cleveland Guardians. So that's not fresh news, but
we don't like fresh news. We like really old marinated news.
But my question has nothing to really do with the actual story. My question is because when I hear this story or when I heard this, I thought about it and I was like, what's the chances he hits a home run And I'm like, did the pitcher pitch him an easy one? And because baseball games, there's so many of them, that it feels
they matter
like
less. They do matter less.
That for someone's career, for a special moment, that there may be some sort of agreement of like, we're going to pitch this guy an easy one. He hits home run. It'll be good story for advertising. It doesn't like it would never happen in NFL because there's so little games that no one's ever
going. Hold on, they let people. They go like, make sure you get it to Mike Evans so he breaks the record.
Mike Evans for that.
That's
the
money. Same crap.
Yeah, but the defender's not letting him catch it so he breaks the record.
But they are. What happened? But they are breaking their whether it's the best play at the time. They don't care. They're like, we'll get it to you.
It's true, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
but is
similar, I would say.
But if the pitcher pitches them an easy one, that's literally the other team helping or making it a percentage higher.
Would you do it? I think you would do it.
Well,
all right, it's me and Maisie's. Maisie's calling my last bat. I'm up there. You're the pitcher. You throw me a can of corn so I can just bang it on out of here, or do you really try to get me out in front of my daughter?
In a professional game, it's always trying your hardest.
Yeah, but I didn't ask you that. I asked if you.
No, I wouldn't. No.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate you. That's a good friend. He would let me do it.
Because I'm never gonna be.
Yeah, I would throw you a softball too.
Unless it's accepted within the baseball culture, and that's my question, Vince. Is this a thing that happens within baseball because they can afford to give up a home run because in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter?
Well, first of all, I get this sneaky suspicion that this bit is a bust when you realize that it was 2 years old. But we're going to go ahead and make this.
Yeah,
we're going to go ahead and make this work anyway. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, wait a minute, that's not news.
No, we're going.
Anyway, let's salvage this. And the fact of the matter is, Tom, that does happen in the majors.
Okay.
We were talking beforehand, and I think I mentioned before. There's a player right now in the major leagues called Shohei Ohtani, who is arguably the best baseball player, some may say, of all time.
Yeah.
Like, the dude hit 51 home runs last year, 59 stolen bases. He started this thing called the 50-50 Club. Nobody's done it in Major League ever before. Hit 50 home runs and stole 50 bases. He was one stolen base away from 60, which made him a 50-60 stuff. Why am I bringing this up?
The stolen base thing is crazy because he's huge. I don't get it.
He's like 6'4".
Yeah, it's usually little guys. The stolen bases are usually me. You know, it's not like the big giant, and he steals them all.
He takes them all, and he won a walk-off last night, as we were talking about with Dan. But let me just bring this up real quick. Last year, he was, before the 50-50 thing was even in the picture, he was trying to get the 40-40. And the 40-40 game where he was hoping to hit his 40th home run happened at Lone Depot Park in Miami. And the home run that he hit for 40 home runs was hit off of a position player named Vidal Brujan, who plays outfield. But because it was so ceremonious, because it was such a big deal, because he had already hit a home run that game, and I was 6 for 6 this game, they just floated the ball and let him hit it out. Now, some people say that puts an asterisk on his 40-40, but he went on to hit another 11 for the rest of the year, so it doesn't really matter. So this does happen from time to time. And unfortunately, it does, I believe, sometimes put a little asterisk on some of those accomplishments. But as far as it goes for your boy, Stephen Vogt, who now is the manager of the Cleveland Guardians, and they did get to the playoffs last year, even though Emmanuel Clase got smacked by Aaron Judge in the playoffs. I think that it does work when the moment is right. So kudos to, his daughter and all that, even though it was a couple years ago.
You're big on this, Tom. Can't you put this in the folder of spirit of the game?
Yeah.
Because, look, we know this game is already decided. It's already,
good marketing.
Spirit of the game. Let's have fun with baseball. And
and that's fine. I
wish the NFL would do that. I hate it when
they can't, because all the games matter too much. There's so many games of baseball, it dilutes the value.
I mean, when they score a touchdown, you'll see some guy do one gesture, and then you're like, what just happened? And then, there's something happening, or, there's something bad. It's just ease up just a touch. Just keep the rules in place. Just have some.
Well, are you like Tom? You don't think that there are instances in which Dan just sits back and lets you shine?
No, I never.
I'll
never do that. Are you crazy? I should hang up on you right now.
Yeah. Our main goal is to sabotage one another,
and that's why it works. And that's why it works. That's why it keeps it going. There's never, we never lack a thirst of attacking each other.
So Vince, let's get to some nerd news,
please.
Because I want to ask you about Thunderbolts, because I never even heard about this.
Is that
before.
got big fat Stranger Things Wings guy, and he's a Russian.
Yeah. The Red Guardian.
Yeah. The guy.
He was. I think. Oh man, it starts with an H. I can't remember his name, but yeah, he was the cop in Stranger Things.
Yeah.
The Red Guardian. He was in Black Widow.
He cheated on his wife, or cheated on Lily Allen on that high-end call girl website. You see that?
Oh, in real life.
Yeah. She went on there. Lily Allen went on there as a girl. And snooped and found that he's on there. Oh, he's just going crazy. He's just running ruckshot on there, dude. He's going crazy. And she's like, "Oh my God, that's Lily Allen." I bet Lily Allen is a mean old bitch. She'll key your Tesla. I'll tell you that.
And let that be a public service announcement for public figures. Like, if you like that hot Instagram model's photo, we all see it. And if we see you liked multiple, you're perving a little bit, aren't we?
Yeah.
We probably don't want to put that on blast. So let's like without the button.
Yeah. How is Thunderbolts? Does it hold up? Is it good? I thought the trailer looked pretty cool.
Well, we won't know yet. The thing that, just to kind of get a little into the weeds, the thing that we're a little concerned about is ensemble movies without the proper setup have not necessarily always been received well. Last time we saw this was with Eternals. Eternals came out, they didn't get set up. Like, Avengers is a world building movie, so you don't just get an Avengers movie out the blue. You get an Avengers movie after Iron Man, after you get the a Captain America movie. Then they come together with Thunderbolts. Yeah, they introduced Red Guardian in the Black Widow movie, but he didn't really have a huge part. We are interested in Yelena, who is Black Widow's sister. She's extremely talented. I mean, we like her. And we did get Taskmaster also in one of those movies. But this team, I don't know, man. It's just like throwing a bunch of folks in a movie at once. You try to do too much in a small period of time. And in the realm of streaming, where we got Disney and we got Hulu, where you can flesh characters out like they're doing with Daredevil, Born Again, which is out right now. Like, it's hard to really sit and watch a 2-hour movie where they're trying to give you 6 or 7 characters worth of content, and they end up missing the mark on all of them. So I'm hoping it does well. I read the Thunderbolt comics, so I'm looking forward to seeing if Baron Zemo comes into it. I'm looking forward to seeing if we do get more Red Hulk, because Red Hulk, General Ross, is over the Thunderbolts until Bucky takes over. So I'm geeked about it, but at the same time, movie ensembles with multiple casts sometimes in the world of Marvel get bad receptions when they're not set up properly. So
gotcha.
I'm a little nervous about that, but I'm trying to get us to get an opening screening for that. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, that'd be awesome, man.
So let's talk Mortal Kombat, because
yes,
we all grew up with Mortal Kombat.
I still listen to the song at least once a week. The
Mortal Kombat. Boy, straight for EDC, man.
Right?
Make sure you check those pills.
Do you remember that? That's a good song, dude.
Finish him.
Yeah. Thank you, Tom. He participated.
So,
it's only because you're here, Vince.
So they want to do another Mortal Kombat movie. The first one, I vaguely remember, but it didn't really move the needle at all. Yeah, it was kind of like a nothing, right?
Yeah, it's weird because we remember the soundtrack, right? We remember the but we don't remember the plot. We remember Liu Kang had long, luscious hair. We remember Sonya Blade doing an upside down thing where the bra was struggling to stay together. I was told that. I didn't notice that at first, so don't call me and so there's a lot. But Mortal Kombat has come a long way. They did have those original series where we got Christopher Lambert, who was known for Highlander, as Raiden, but then they tried to reboot it in the second one back before 2000. Now they have another series, which I loved the first one. I won't say I loved it, but I like that they're trying to make it real. They made Scorpion. Man, I'm sorry, I'm bad with names, but old boy from Shogun was Scorpion, Kuai Liang, and that he's a really good actor, and so that definitely ups the ante. But now they got Carl Urban, who we know from The Boys, who's Butcher, all right?
Okay.
Who we know from Chronicles of Riddick, who we know from Lord of the Rings. He's playing Johnny Cage this time around. So we're hoping that this brings a little bit more a spunk, let's say, to the theatrical version. But I'm on record, and I posted this on our New Blurred Order Instagram page. There's a reel that just was dropped this morning that basically talks about how I think that Mortal Kombat would be better served with the series. I think 10 episodes, give us more Raiden, give us more Johnny Cage, give me more Liu Kang, give me more Cyrax. Shoot, let me see some more Jackson, Sonya Blade. I don't care. Give me Sub-Zero, but let's have more fleshed out time instead of just trying to squeeze all of this stuff in a tournament that's over within 2.5 hours.
You are nailing it. Man, I'm so glad to hear you say this, because what I was always fascinated with as a kid, and you tell me if this resonates with you, when you would be playing Mortal Kombat and on the screen, occasionally it would flip to a scene that would describe what the character was doing, right? Or their backstory.
Right.
This was probably my first introduction as a young man to, quote, backstory, or let's flesh out a character development, Dan, as a young writer or whatever, right? I would love to see small episodes, 45 minutes, of each person that's at the tournament. Make the tournament the destination. I love the journey to the tournament. Some people are coming from South America. Some people are coming from Peru. Like, some people are coming from Africa. Some people are coming from Europe. Yeah, some people are aliens. Some people are dead. Give me all the little stories of them and then connect them at the end and tell a big battle at the end or something. I would love a good, detailed Mortal Kombat backstory.
Perfect example. Listen to this. Just listen to one of these backstories. Baraka, do you know Baraka, the dude with the funny teeth? His teeth, they look like
the Street Fighter dude.
Nails. And he's got like Wolverine type like claws that come out of his arm.
No, the guy that looks like a vampire.
Yeah, his whole face is really messed up. His teeth go like this, you know what I'm saying? So this dude was a human. He was fine before. He has this disease called Tarkat. There's a whole village of folks that are impacted by this disease, Tarkat, and that's what makes him. And he eats people and drinks blood. That's what happens with him. Wow. So one of the queens, like Queen Sheba, and her sister and her kids, Melina and Katana, Melina gets infected by the disease, so she gets Tarkat. That's why at the end of the games, when Melina does her fatality, she reveals on her face that she's just like Baraka. They haven't gone into the theatrical versions. They
hold on a second. That's why she takes her mask off. I didn't even. You just that's a spoiler alert. I didn't even know that.
Right? Yeah, she takes off the mask and she's.
And she's the same.
Don't take this the wrong way, but she sucks you in and she spits you out.
And she's like just like him. Okay.
And spits out the bones. All right. And so I would like to see some of that. Raiden is a thunder god, but they made him into Liu Kang. The fact that Jax gets his arms ripped off in the first one and doesn't even make any noise when it happens. Like, could you imagine I ripped off your arms? You're like, oh, did you just rip off my arms? I didn't like that. But let's go more into it. Like, I just think that they, by trying to make it a movie, are taking away the opportunity to make folks really more invested into each individual character that you see on that character block screen whenever you go to play player one versus player two. So mistake, happy to see it, but let's do a little more.
There's more story there, and I feel like now maybe because of TikTok, Instagram, Reels, attention spans, we don't get the stories. Yeah. Maybe everybody kind of feels like, well, we got to give them something fast and a lot. Give them a full story in an hour and 20 minutes.
So what about Goro? Because everybody else, like
First of all, he's bisexual. Or he's bi-curious. He's bi-curious.
Yeah, but he's got 4 arms. So is this a alien? Is this some sort of experiment where they sewed 2 extra arms?
I don't think he's an alien. I think if I had to guess, I would imagine that he is an ancient god being.
Okay.
Right. So you're thinking he's from like the island of Dr. Maru type thing, like one of the like human centipede, he's parts of others.
Yeah.
But he's from a place called Outworld, right, where a lot of these folks are from. Like Outworld is basically not, you could call them aliens, but it's like another realm. It's like another, like you go through a portal and it's just another realm. So we don't even know if it's in the same universe. So there's folks like him, Goro. There's Motaro, who's basically like a centaur. He's half man, half goat.
I like a girl Goro.
Well, they had that. There's a girl version of Goro.
There's a girl arms. Goro. Oh, and you know what? You know what? Downstairs, she got 4 vaginas.
Yeah. That's horrible.
How do you? Hold on. I wonder if
that's the only thing he's got 4. Yeah.
I'm sorry. We gotta go because the first time I have to hug Tom because he said that's horror and that's the funniest thing I've ever heard. And I gotta hug him now. That's what we do.
That's cool. But that's what's going on in that world, man. Did y'all play Mortal Kombat growing up?
Oh yeah,
were you good?
I used to have to drive up to the 7-Eleven on God, that would have been I don't know what road that is in DeLand. It was the main stretch. That 7-Eleven is now the Porky's Barbecue in DeLand that wasn't associated with the other Porky's. On Woodland. Yeah, thank you. On Woodland. Yeah.
I'd go to the 7-Eleven on Sunset and Galloway in Miami.
That does sound cooler.
With Porno Joe and
Porno
Joe.
Yeah.
Well, he was my elementary school friend growing up.
Used to sell him pictures of boobs and stuff.
Yeah. Just saw him last weekend. Still the same.
Always has a picture of a naked woman in his pocket.
So
I used to rock.
Well, real quick, my problem with Mortal Kombat when I was a kid is I was too lazy to look up the finishing combination.
So you just let them wiggle and fall. And then they just fall over, and you're like, good enough.
But just like today, like, okay, this is how young Tom Van thought. I would never get myself a Game Genie magazine or whatever to look up the actual finishing moves to memorize the combination. But every time I won and it would say finish him and the guy was waving around, I would think, oh, I'm just going to randomly guess the finishing move. And then I would just go crazy with it and just my character would just be bouncing up and down, doing whatever. And then the other guy would just fall down. I wouldn't even hit him. And then I'd just do the same thing every time. I would never actually look it up so I could actually do the finishing combination. And then I'd see other kids do it. I'm like, wow, how'd you do that? And they're like, oh, it's up, down, A, B, and then I'm like,
to the right.
And then I think about, I got to remember that.
Tom's going to make a great baseball manager. But let's just push some buttons and hope that we score some runs. Like, nah, man. Of course, you got to get the Game Pro, the Nintendo Power. You got to go print. I printed out. I typed up and printed out all of the fatalities. I was an addict. I was a 14-year-old Mortal Kombat addict. I rode my bicycle from Lake Mary Longwood area all the way to 436 where there was a service merchandise and there was a fun machine next to that service merchandise. I would save up all of my quarters. I remember spending $40, which was a lot of money to somebody that was my age back then.
That's a ton.
$40 in quarters in one day. Sitting there trying to learn how to do Scorpion and Reptile's finishing moves at the fun machine. We would put our quarters up on the machine. We would go next. And that was what my life was based on. Marvel superheroes, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter. I was always in these tournaments. And that was basically my adolescence. And those are the things I did that I didn't tell my football team because I wanted them to think I was cool.
Exactly. What was the guy you played with the most, you guys?
I personally still use Scorpion, but back then I used Raiden a lot as well.
Scorpion was my guy. I don't know why I gravitated to Scorpion throwing that rope, with the spike in it. Yeah, and that was the one. And what I did, and this is kind of lame, but going along with what you're saying, I wanted to know some of the stuff. So I just memorized. The only one I learned was Scorpion. That's the only one I knew. So I just learned one, and then I was like, well, at least I know one, and I know all of his moves. Like I know how to throw the spear, and then at the end I know how to do the fatality. So at least I'm not a chump.
Does it make me weird that I still remember all of those words?
No.
Like I remember back, forward, low punch, hold block, up, high punch for the fatality.
I think that's cool that you know that.
I think that makes me very weird. I'm so freaking weird. Man.
Well, everything is so also there's a weird thing. Like when you're describing this game, it takes me back to my Sega Genesis days.
Oh, yes.
When I'd be playing it on my Sega Genesis, and there were different codes you could put in to get different things or to unlock different things, but there was no internet. So it really did feel like you were discovering like a real treasure, if your friend came over and said like, hey, my cousin in Wisconsin, he's had this game longer because his dad owns a Babbage's. I'm like, what? And he'd be like, he gave me the code. He called me last night and I wrote down the code for Raiden and it's BBA and then up. And then we try it and it would do it. We would start flipping around. Like we'd fall off the bed. We'd scream. My mom comes. She opens the doors. Everything okay? We like, Mom. The cousin's dad owns a Babbage's. They've had the game for weeks. They got the code for Scorpion to do the fatality. Okay. She shut the door. We're losing our minds. And now you can figure out anything. If I have a problem with a game, I can go to the internet and be like, just type in cave. I can type in video game avowed cave lost, and it'll be like, oh, turn to the right. There's the treasure box.
Yeah, I don't like that.
It's stupid.
It made information more valuable.
It did.
True. When you found it, information is not valuable at all anymore. It is in the palm of our hand. Any question can be answered about anything. You know how insane that sounds to someone in the 1990s? We were like, hey, at one time you would carry around a little handheld device that could answer any question in the world, anything you could possibly think of. You're like, impossible. That's sci-fi, fiction.
But I don't look it up. Yeah. So now am I a real old timer, Vince? Because I just beat the game Avowed. I'll throw it in there. That's nerd. And I just started playing Assassin's Creed because I'm dealing with this hip replacement. So I got a lot of sitting time, right? So, but I won't look it up. I won't.
Yeah, me neither.
I'll get to a point and like I was doing this one thing and I couldn't beat this guy and he kept sending waves of skeletons at me and I'm like, well, I'm just gonna have to figure this out. And I resist. I have to resist the urge to go type in the level where I'm at because it will literally load a map of how to do it. Like here's exactly how to do it. Here's the weapon you need. Here's the path to do it. Here's the way to cheat to do it. If you want to be a low level character and just shoot arrows at them, here's how to do it. I don't like that.
Yeah, I mean, they literally give you the blueprint. Like back when we used to go play Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, Virtual Fighter, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that, Killer Instinct. Like if you had that book, you walked in with that book, they knew you wasn't to mess with. You know what I'm saying? But now you got the YouTubes, right? So you can go on Twitch and watch a walkthrough. And I flat out refuse, bro. Yeah. I refuse. Like it takes away your talent level. If you are using Cliff Notes to beat God of War, are you really the God of War? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you touched on something. You need help. You got the chat room. You got a lot of people in our chat room. You got them when you started talking about hand copying codes from magazines at the library or printing them out at the librry.
Bro, like that's what we used to do. I was the one too. I had the subscription to Game Pro because I needed to know down, forward, low kick was going to give me that finishing move. I needed that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Now, I'm not going to lie. Look, every time God of War comes out, which they are about to drop another God of War, and there's coming out with the live action series, which I'm really curious who they're going to hire to actually play Kratos. Yeah. But whenever I play God of War, I get stuck. It'll be a Valkyrie, it'll be something. I always get stuck on something stupid. Oh, I have to move the ice over here, then run over here, then hit with the chain. And when it happens, I'll be like, all right, you know what? I'm done. I'm not playing. I can't go to YouTube because I feel like such a pussy for going to YouTube and trying to look up how to do this when I bought this with my own money. I'm a grown man, bro. I don't need nobody to tell me how to freaking beat this. You know what I'm saying? So it messes me up. I'm also playing Monkey. What's this one? Dark Monkey something. I played something. I don't use walkthroughs. So big up to you, Dan, because it shows that you a real man.
Well, I mean, I want to get my $80 out, right? It's $80. If I start looking it up, I'm gonna finish this thing in a Saturday.
Well, I'll tell you what the Van family has done with Luigi's Mansion.
I knew you were looking up something.
My sons are like, this is too hard to get this. So then I went on the internet and I walked on my go to library number 2, grab the book, vacuum 2 ghosts. So I walked them everything, went line to line, and then walked.
Stop. Move to the door. Open it. Press A. Press B 3 times.
And then we spent one afternoon beating Luigi Mansion just by me telling them every single step.
Executing tasks. It's not fun at all when you're just executing tasks.
Yo, Tommy, at least tell me you used to do the jump for the duck on Mario Brothers, like to get the 100 extra men, like before you jump on the flag. Whip it. Come on, at least you had that, right?
I'll tell you what. In Megatron, original Nintendo, we realized that if the second controller is plugged in and just holds,
Mega Man, you mean?
Or Mega Man, sorry, Mega Man, and holds B and down, that it causes some sort of glitch in the game. You cannot die. So even if you fall down, like out of a shaft, then the music will stop, but you could jump out and then finish the level and never die. And then me and Porno Joe beat the game. That way it was just like, and we just figured it out. One day, we just were like, one person was holding a controller. We're like, wait a minute, I didn't die. Like, no one told. There was no internet.
I have a great magazine. I have a great one to end on with that. It came up on my algorithm last week, and Vince, you may already know this. I did not know this, and I felt really stupid. Somebody put up a meme, and it had the instructions for Duck Hunt, and it showed you that you're shooting at the duck, right, in Duck Hunt. The other controller that's plugged in actually controlled the duck.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I didn't know that. Nobody told me that it controlled the duck. I figured you'd know that because you're a blurred. I figured you've done your thank you for your service. I know you know this. Me, I'm like, wait a minute, it controlled the duck? And then there were people that were, just like you're saying, that were like, yeah, I figured that out. And I would play with my sister. To this day, she doesn't know that I was doing it. Like people would
Okay, listen real quick, Vince. Do you know anything about the Switch 2 that's coming out?
Oh, yeah.
Not enough. I don't know enough, so I don't want to.
I know it's going to be expensive. I know that they dropped yesterday. It's like $500, and then you had to put in your email yesterday, and then I guess on May 9th or so, they're supposed to give you the ability to purchase it, and then I believe it's released June 6th.
Because we are a Mario Kart family. I've been playing Mario Kart with my boys for a while now, and for a while I was beating them every time. Now Max got really good at it. But anyway, so
it's inevitable.
The new Mario Kart, I was like, are they going to be offering it to the old Switch?
Yeah, I don't know.
I feel like they will, just because they want the downloads, because so many people have the old Switch, like limiting it to only new Switch. Although it does get people to buy the new hardware.
Let me ask real quick and see.
It seems like it would be downloadable.
Unfortunately, it does say, no, it's exclusive for Nintendo Switch 2. You were right about that.
Okay.
You used your, this morning, he was talking about it, and you were using you were a little more business savvy, and you were using your business brain, and you're like, yeah, they'll make it exclusive to the new one. Of course they will.
But they'll probably release it down the line, maybe for like a dulled version for the first Switch.
I don't know.
There's so many people have the first Switch. It's like, it's like huge market for a new add-on if you bought it on like Nintendo Store or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know.
Them old Switches about to be used as roll-up trays though for the next couple years.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many of them out there too, because like they released the Switch. Then they released like one different version of it. Then they released the OLED one.
I always do that.
That's the one we gave away for medium appreciation.
Oh, cool. Real quick though, Tommy, who's your go-to on Mario Kart?
Ooh, that's a great question, Vince.
Mr. Wiggles.
Oh, it's too big. It's too big.
And it's just for the bully. It was to bully my sons, because when Mr. Wiggles beats you.
Oh, it's embarrassing.
It's embarrassing.
That's true. That's like having Ned Flanders F your wife.
And then I'd scream, "The Wigglers coming to get you."
I forgot about that.
Yeah. And then,
the Wiggler. Yeah. Who do your kids use? Are they fast? Are they Peach? Toad-esque? Or are they like the Bowsers and the
Maisie likes. My daughter likes Rosalia. Is that her name?
Okay, the peach fruit.
Yeah, the blue princess.
Max would usually choose like the Silver Mario.
I'm Silver Mario.
Yeah, because he likes how the way they look.
Yeah, I'm Silver Mario.
Or then the Wii character where you get to make a Wii character yourself.
Make your own character. Yeah.
I wonder if that's an emotional person.
I'm a big Toad fan.
Sometimes I'm
Toad.
Toad.
Knocked around a lot, but I can't be. I'm so fast. That pew, I hit it right at as soon as that's that first light. Boom, then hold the button. Boom, then you get that pew. You get that.
Oh
boost
yeah, the boost.
Yeah.
Yeah, I use Toad in Mario Golf, and I'll just say I'm straight deadly. I'm deadly.
I'm glad you used Toad. Because
I know what I am. I know what I am. Yeah.
I like my characters to be psychedelics.
I was using a me. I was using a me, but then Toad looks more like me, so I just use that.
A fresh, clean shaven you.
Yeah.
Vince, we'll end with this. I'm curious. Young Vince Taylor, let's say you're playing a game, you get to pick your character. Would you, like, let's say you're playing with a white nerd, and then would you gravitate towards the black character just because you're like,
question.
I should pick the black character?
That's a very good question. So to bring it back full circle, there was some inherent pressure. I don't want to say pressure, but desire to learn all of Jax's moves, right? Or DJ in Street Fighter's moves, right? Or maybe before DJ came along, we claimed Saget. It was like, well, he's brown, you know what I'm saying?
He's ours.
I don't know exactly where he's from, but probably somewhere in North Africa. So we claiming this dude, right?
It does sound like an African name. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Saget X. Yeah. So it's like, all right, cool. So yeah, but I wasn't doing it like a Larry Bird, Michael Jordan type. It wasn't like, all right, well, you're going to pick Johnny Cage. Well, I got to get Jax because Black Lives Matter type thing. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like that.
Vince, there's a big story as of today, and I forgot to even mention this to Tom or put it on the list to mention to you, but it's a great tie-in. As of like last week, they made massive inroads using AI and new algorithms for black characters in games' hair. It's the hardest thing to animate. They can't do it. And it always, okay, I'm going to tell you something and you're going to see what I mean if you're a gamer. The hair for black people in all games, and it's lame, is braids, swoop to the side. Every game, braids, swoop to the side. You want to be a black guy? You got long braids, swoop to the side. You want to be a black girl? Braids, swoop to the side. They give you no other haircuts. None.
Yeah.
And now they have an algorithm where they can make real, like kinky curly, they can make the real spiral, and it can spiral like real black people's hair.
Yeah, they call it 4C hair.
Yeah, 4C. Yeah. Are you read? Did you read it?
Nah, yeah, I read some of the article, but there was a stint before we go where they were, since Michael B. Jordan came out in Black Panther with the Killmonger haircut that was like this, where had his hair like flowing like this.
Yeah.
Like they was doing this with a lot of black dudes. Like they was giving them all of a sudden. We saw Miles Morales in Spider-Man 2 popped up with the Killmonger. You know what I'm saying? We see folks in like Final Fantasy with the Killmonger. And it was like, okay, guys, he's not Justin Bieber, he's Killmonger. You know, like give him more afro. But now, yes, they finally discovered that all of that hair, each one of those little bits of hair, they all little curls instead of like being straight. So they finally figured out it only took artificial intelligence to give them the capability.
Yeah, it's honestly never been done before, and they had to use AI to do it. It's kind of funny. It is. It's sad.
It doesn't seem that hard though, right?
It doesn't. You can make the water from Moana, but you can't make a black guy's afro. Are you serious? You can make the grandma in Moana turn into what'd she turn into? Like a manta ray and swoop into the stars. You can do that, but you can't make Vince Taylor's hair. I think you can.
We literally are sending people to the edge of space, just as a tourist type of trip, but we can't figure out how to draw some curls on Natalie Jackson's head.
Yeah, like you can't give Will Smith, like in an animated video game, his real hair. Okay, that's fair. I accept it.
Jazzy just has to look like Oshani with his hair. Like,
have you heard his record too? Have you heard his new album?
The Will Smith thing? Yeah. I've been involuntarily exposed to it on Instagram. Yeah, it's been showing up in my algorithm.
Any thoughts? Any initial thoughts?
I'm happy for him.
Yeah, I don't hate it.
I mean, he's the straight.
I like the skit one he did where he's like pretending to be all the different people in the barbershop, like complaining about Will Smith. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that. I do think that he is also showing how much it impacted him, that slap, because a lot of the rap he's talking about. Oh, that other thing, you know, like if you listen to his lyrics, he's often referencing what happened with Chris Rock. So I feel like this is him trying to resurge and put that behind him. He's clearly apologetic, but he don't want it to define him. But he's still got, I think, 6 more years before he can go back to the Grammys.
Yeah, he got a while.
I think that slap cost him over $50 million. Like in movies and
way more than that.
Like it could
50
be.
Doesn't even sound right to me.
It could be $100 million slap for his career, because Will Smith could have done 5 more blockbusters if he was.
Man, to me,
because he
at his time, was there anybody bigger? I don't think so.
And
we're talking Will Smith a couple years ago. We're not talking Will Smith, Jazzy, Fresh Prince. I mean, he had just done like Emancipation, and a couple other things. So I mean, I don't know if he was necessarily going to take off if he didn't slap Chris Rock, but at the same time, I think it did more for Chris Rock. I think it revived him a little bit. He had that special that came out where he get to talk all about that, but. Nah, man, I like rapping Will Smith. I want to see Parents Just Don't Understand the remix. I want Go Ahead Girls Ain't Nothing But Trouble with Jazzy Jeff. Bring back fun rap, fun hip hop. No twerk, no guns. No, I'm killing this dude. Just, I'm a 45, 48, 50-year-old man who's trying to struggle with keeping his weight, trying to maintain his relevancy. I got bills, I've got issues, I got high blood pressure, and I'm putting out a record.
I like that.
But he's too crazy, though. Yeah. And we all know he's like, oh, you're crazy. So, Vince, are you going to be performing anywhere? And, of course, the new Blurred Order podcast. You can find it anywhere podcasts are heard.
Thanks, Tom. Well, I will be at the Orlando Funny Bone tonight. If this is aired, I don't know if we're live. I don't know what's going on. But if you're in April 3rd at 7 p.m., I'll be at the Orlando Funny Bone, formerly known as the Orlando Improv. And I'm there with some people y'all might know, like Miguel Colon.
Hey!
And also Catherine and some other folks that are on this show.
Nice.
I do have my podcast, of course, every Saturday, The New Blurred Order, but we have our YouTube channel, so check it out. We're posting clips and stuff. And I also started a recent little podcast called Batter Up. It's just me following the Cardinals, talk a little bit about baseball. I don't talk about it a lot, so I figured I'd, create myself a safe space.
I love that,
so that's the real Vince Taylor on YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm right now averaging about 12 views a video, so.
Hey, that's all right, man. That's 12 more than we got. I'll tell you that. So, good luck with it.
But it's good doing something you like talking about. If anything else other than just it gives you reps and it's enjoyable because you like it.
Yeah, just killing time before you die.
Talk about what you want to talk about is really helpful for mental
Your brain,
health.
100%, man. Well, hey, love to you and yours. Stay safe, and thanks for doing this, man. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. All right, Tom. We'll see you, head coach, manager.
Yeah,
All right,
Manager Tom. We'll see you,
Dan,
buddy.
we'll take care, brother.
Later,
See you,
man.
Vince.
Be good. That is Vince Taylor live from the Vince Taylor studio.
All right, we will see you on Monday. Welcome back to A Corporate Time.
Call the show. What's the number now?
1-844 Tom and Dan.
He's a little one.
1-844 Tom and Dan.
Got his hip chop.
1-844 Tom and Dan.
Legs are uneven now.
1-844 Tom and Dan.
He's a Mickey man.
We're taking live calls. First caller, who do we got here? I know it's EJ. You ruined it. What are you doing? Are you at work?
Yes, I'm at work, but I have this is the favor line, right, to get in contact with Tom when you need favors from him.
Why is there music playing in the background? Oh, sorry.
What are you doing?
What favor do you want?
Well, I have two of them. Today is my daughter's birthday, and I want you to wish Thea a happy 9th birthday.
All right.
Happy 9th birthday. Oh, happy birthday.
Happy 9th birthday, Tia.
Thea, come on, dude.
See ya?
Say what my daughter's name
Tia.
is right.
Tom just said happy
Tia.
9th birthday, Tia Tequila. And I'm sorry about what happened at the gathering of the Juggalos. You didn't deserve that.
Is it Thea?
Yes.
Theo Huxtable.
No. Thea. Thea.
All right.
Thea.
I did it. Go ahead. Next one.
One Make-A-Wish granted.
Yeah.
Moving on.
What's the next one?
One dream given.
And since I've been doing so much stuff for you guys over the years, almost 22 years I've known you guys.
Oh, my God. It
I
feels
need
like
you to come
40,
to my con and stay with your kids.
it feels like 44 years.
Yeah, it feels like a lifetime. It feels like
My God. I was like, how long have I known that big dumb giant?
Yeah, it feels like I'm some sort of mummy with a curse. So what is it?
I need you to come with your kids to my con on the 19th before, the meeting of the Juggalos at your BDM event.
Hey, now you're attacking our event? My God, sir.
There's no way I'm driving to wherever the hell you're doing my con.
Where's this thing at?
It's on iDrive. It's the Avanti on iDrive.
Yeah.
Avanti.
I'm not leaving driving to Sanford. It's not doing
Some
it.
say that
We're going to be there for like a couple hours.
Sanford is the new iDrive. They say.
I'm not doing it. All right, next caller. Who do we got?
No, we don't have any other.
There's a phone ringing.
Oh, thanks for calling Tom and Dan. Who's this? Thanks for calling Tom and Dan. Who's this?
This is Smolf Biggins.
Smolf Biggins. Wow, that's a reference I haven't heard in a minute. Well, welcome to the show. We're glad to have you. What's on your mind?
Knock knock.
That's you, Tom.
Who's there?
Baba.
Baba who?
Baba Booey.
All right. This is dead now.
It is dead. That was it. That's it. We did it successfully for 2 weeks. We did it for one more week. Horrible. We forgot about it one weck. Brought it back this week. Failed.
We got another call.
Okay. What line? Okay. We don't.
I thought I saw the light. Well, that was an experiment. Yeah, that live calls not that good.
Yeah, it's kind of dead now. We can switch over to voicemails if you'd like to.
Every once in a while, they're fine.
I think when I was a younger man, I did enjoy them, but you think now and you realize that a lot of people don't use phones.
Oh, we got another call.
Oh, we do? Okay, all right. Thanks for calling Tom and Dan. Who's this?
It's your wife.
Hey.
Oh, hey, wife. Are you doing this to just try and bail out your failing husband?
No. I just have a lot more time on my hands now, so I thought I would call and see what's up.
Can you explain the test that you took to Tom? Is that something you're comfortable talking about or no?
Yeah. Just that it was so incredibly hard.
Yeah, this thing she's been studying for I feel like the last 8 months. She took this project manager test, and what's crazy about it is there's no top score. You don't know what you get. You just take the test based on a mindset, and they just tell you if you're passed or not, and that's all you get.
Oh, is it like a personality test?
No. It's called the PMP. It's to become a project management professional. I've been kind of in it for a year, but then I just took my like boot camp class to qualify to take the test. You have to take like a class before you can even apply to take the test.
It's so much rigmarole, dude.
And then, so I did that at the beginning of the year, and then you just then study from there on out.
Every
until
night?
you feel semi-comfortable with it.
So every night for like the last 8 months or so, I'll be going to bed, and she'll get out like this folder that's like gobbledygook to me. Like, I don't understand a word that's in there. And she'll just be reading for hours this stuff.
What kind of questions or material is it? Because I don't know if you knew this, but I've got my management degree.
He does.
From university. I almost forgot where.
From some university. I'll look it up later.
UCF,
Yeah.
baccalaureate, they call it.
You mean a baccalaureate?
I don't know. Bachelor's? Baccalaureate?
Well, you were saying bachelor's and you combined it with baccalaureate and you said baccalaureate, I believe. I speak fluent, Tom, and what I heard was baccalaureate, which I don't know. I think you just invented a word. Chat room, show me baccalaureate.
So what was in it?
So it's really all situation-based, but you have to know, they don't want you memorizing things, so there are like formulas, there are definitions, but the majority of the test is situation-based. So like a project manager, most recent project was canceled due to the IT department failing to like follow established accounting processes. And then it kind of gives you a little more detail. They try to like throw in stuff that would throw you off.
It's nerd stuff, dude. You know, it was my fault for even asking. Andrea, explain this boring thing to us.
It's you're fired. I know management. It's always you're fired.
But she did something that is very Tom Van, and it's a hybrid between my wife, who is a rules follower, and you, which, you know, there are no rules
No,
just
you just
right.
make it up as you go.
So Andrea memorized all of these formulas and all these things that she's supposed to know. She memorized them. So when they give you a whiteboard, because explain, like when you were taking the test, they almost like make you turn your pockets inside out and stuff, right?
Yeah, so I had to take the test at UCF at the testing center. You cannot wear your Apple Watch. You can't wear you can't even wear an analog watch. You have to put everything in a locker, your phone, everything has to be turned off. You have to turn your pockets inside out. They made one girl lift her hair to see if she had anything like hidden anywhere.
I'd be a pervert. I'd be like, lift that skirt up. you're hiding you got the formula under there. Let me see your formula.
Now, did they? Okay.
You go in and like you go into this quiet room. They have the quiet sound machines on. You have the like. You could wear the big headphones.
Yeah, she wore autism headphones while she took her test so she wouldn't be distracted.
So, Andrew, did they check the front pocket of your shirt?
I mean, I don't have a front pocket of my shirt.
Well, I'm just saying, that's how I used to cheat in high school.
Really? Did you put it in there?
No.
Honestly, there's no way. I mean, I'm not going to say no way. It would be very hard to cheat on this because it's so situation based.
Yeah, there's nothing to memorize. Yeah, so you have to know the process to do it. So there's no way to cheat it, and all the questions are completely different and weird.
Yeah. So I went in there though, and I wrote down like as soon as I got in there, they do give you a whiteboard with like the pen. I wrote down like key words to remind myself.
She did the time.
She 4-hour test.
She wrote a cheat sheet, but an allowed cheat sheet. They gave her a whiteboard, so she wrote down everything she needed to know as fast as humanly possible from memory, and then that way she had it to look at, when she began the test.
Right, because you're sitting there for 4 hours, so you need to like remind yourself at some point, like, so you don't go cross-eyed what you're trying to accomplish here. So I wrote myself like just different notes so I could glance at it every few questions.
And then like 2 hours into the test, she's telling me, she's like 2 hours in, I went outside, I ate a snack and did jumping jacks to activate my blobby gobblaba or whatever your brain. Like, what are you talking about?
So
you got 2 10-minute breaks during the 4 hours. So I went out there, I like sipped a little bit of Diet Coke because I didn't want to like have to pee during it because it all comes off your time. and whatever you don't answer at the end, like, goes against you.
See,
So
I would take
I,
a
like, get
massive
few
poop.
jumping jacks.
I would take a massive poop, run back, Christmas tree the rest of it, and get the hell out of there.
Well, you don't got
then
the
you're not-
goods.
Yeah, I don't have the guts. I don't. I'm not.
So I felt like the first 60 questions, because there's 180 questions, the first 60, I was like, there's no way I'm passing this. Like, it was so hard. I was like, wow, there's no way. It got a little better the last 120 questions, like just slightly better.
It's disgusting.
And then
I don't want to do it.
finish up, and they give you a piece of paper turned over, and they like slide it across the desk to you. But you're supposed to still be quiet, so then you have to like lead out into the hallway, and you're in the basement of an old building at UCF, and I turn it over, and it said you passed, and I let out a little like scream yelp.
Yeah.
And then like because you're holding in all that energy, and so then I went,
This is like a year in the making, you know? Like, I mean,
Yeah.
and you have to pay for this class too, right?
you have to pay $500 just to take the test.
What is it for? Is it does it give you some sort of
Higher certification.
certification
like-
that
It looks good. I can introduce myself as a PMP, and it's a really kind of an esteem thing.
To you would be like if you walked over to like if you were meeting with, let's say, Brett Bushy or let's say Paul from Wall Street Bars. You walk up to him and you'd be like, I'm on Ashley Madison. It's the same as that. It's the same
Okay, I understand that, yeah.
as you telling them, are you guys on Ashley Madison? And they're like, oh, no, we're not. And you're like, oh, no big deal. It's like that. It's kind of like that.
is.
So yeah, it's just like my job. I could get better a raise.
Oh, just say it. It's more money. You could say it.
Yeah, it's more money. My job did pay for it, which is great. It looks really great on your resume because they know how much work went into it and everything. And then I see somebody asking, like, what made it so hard? It's these situation ones that you have
No,
to
they
narrow
weren't.
down.
Jacko was not asking that. He was making fun of Tom because he was queuing up what he thought Tom was going to ask, which is, hard? Why is it hard? Tell me. I'm fascinated. That's what Jacko was doing. Jacko.
Get out of here, Jackal.
Babe, I love you. I'm going to hang up on you because this is really boring, okay?
Okay, I'll be back.
Okay, I love you too. All right, I'll eat it later.
I wonder if it takes into account the artistry of management, and I'll explain.
The Grand Conductor? All right, I've been waiting.
Yeah,
Ladies and gentlemen, Tom Van, the Grand Conductor.
Because the by the book management that like I went to UCF, and it's all a bunch of nonsense. Here's how it's always been done. Here's how it should be done. Blah blah blah. And I feel like going more of a
like
improv.
You're more of a what was the gentleman who passed away? You're more of a Dead Poet Society. See these textbooks? Throw them out the windows. I'm your new manager, and I manage with a different flair.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Val Kilmer scarf neck.
I can't look at him, man. I can't look at older pictures of Val Kilmer. I can't look at him because he wore 25 scarves around his neck, but that's because he had throat cancer.
Yes, I know.
But don't tie scarves around your neck because then I'm going to go like, why do you have so many scarves on your neck? You have throat cancer?
Put a tiny Band-Aid. You can see the hole around the Band-Aid.
Yeah. Or no, just wear a turtleneck. Or just don't go outside anymore. That's what Johnny Carson did, right? You get a big liver spot on your head. You just stay inside.
yeah. Don't.
That's what I would do.
Show up in Top Gun 2 and make it awkward.
No,
for all
don't
of
do
us.
it. This movie's great. Oh, we slowed down. Is he in a wheelchair? Oh, no volleyball for you.
One of my dreams, because I love cheating. I've told you that for a long time.
Ashley Madison.
Going back to the little piece of paper in your front pocket in high school, in math and other like English and whatever else subjects. If you take a little piece of paper, write all the cheat notes on a little piece of paper,
tiny,
then fold it up and then stick it into your pocket where it's basically folded, keeping your pocket kind of poofed out where it's not.
Hold on, I'm writing this down. A poofed pocket.
And then when people walk by, they can't see it because it's deep in your front pocket, but you can look down, straight down.
Like looking at a girl's shirt.
and see.
I've been training for this my entire life.
And so even if the teacher walks by, they're not going to get in the angle. They'd have to look over your shoulder and down to see it. You wouldn't be able to tell.
You ever got caught cheating?
Never.
I did.
Never got
I got caught cheating.
I
got caught. We got a call.
Okay.
Hold that thought. Hold it. Thanks for calling Tom and Dan. Who's this?
It's Ryan.
Hey, Ryan, what's going on, man? Do you want to tell us a super boring story about how you got your new, you got some new
Bachelorette?
Some new qualification where you think you're better than us and you're going to make more money?
No. But I did get my master's degree about a year and a half ago before colleges knew how to handle ChatGPT and AI, and I just cruised through my last 3 semesters.
No,
yeah, Ryan. Hold on, you get a blast for that, buddy. It's not working, but it's a virtual blast.
Let's talk about this, Ryan, because it'll never happen again because now they've caught up to at least trying to catch the people that are using straight ChatGPT. But there was a small period of time where the technology was like the colleges were behind and you could straight up cheat and have ChatGPT just write everything for you and do everything for you. So that's the time you fell into?
Oh, yeah. I wrote many a term paper and finished many a statistics class just plugging in formulas and plopping in answers and eating Doritos and drinking Mountain Dew.
No,
Doritos and Mountain Dew. I love Doritos and Mountain Dew.
So I've always this perfectly ties in there. What I wanted to talk about is like, because when online courses first started to come out, I remember when I was on the radio, I was going to like attempt to get my master's or like get a boat captain's license or another license, just straight paying someone to do it online for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then so I'd have the certification and laugh and be like, look, I'm certified.
It's like what you did with your Groupon scuba diving class.
Yeah. And then it would be, I didn't even do anything, but I have the certification and cheated the system. So how, like, was it
he
easy?
took off in a jet. He's gone.
I'm here.
Was it easy to do it with everything? Like, you would just have ChatGPT write the whole paper, or would you have to go over it and change a few things?
Yeah, I pretty much had to treat it like I was laundering money. I would first run through the paper once, then I would read it, then I would change a few things, and I would put in some actual sources because ChatGPT would just pull invisible sources that didn't exist. And then I would change some of the common words that ChatGPT likes to use. Like for one reason or another, it likes to use bespoke a lot, so I took out all the bespokes. And once I had a finished product, I just sent it off to the professor and enjoyed the rest of my day.
Yeah, there are different, like you can read it and see some of the things that'll say that are wrong, and sometimes it'll link and do intonations like footnotes you would do, and they'll be wrong. Like it'll say like case study, Library of Congress .4 and you'll click it, and it's a nothing. They made that up. Where did you get that from the Library of Congress? I don't know. It's not even real.
But it would save you a tremendous amount of time because you just have to look up these.
It's real corny now, and now they got it locked down where certain things that are copywritten, it'll read what you're doing, and if it knows that you're doing something nefarious, it'll be like, and it says corny things to me. It'll be like, you know I can't do that, Dan. Come on, man. And it'll put like a come on, man. And I'll be like, hold on a second. Don't give me the come on, man. Just because I'm trying to put a dildo nose on Batman and it's copywritten, don't get mad at me.
How much time do you think it actually saved you?
I don't think there's a number I can put on it. Weeks, for sure.
Well, the entire semester, right?
3 semesters.
Wow, man.
And
you're a smart guy too. Like we know you, so like it doesn't surprise me that somebody smart would do it.
Were other people do you think about offering like, hey, I'll write your paper because you probably could get someone to pay you $500 for this, right? I mean, the weeks of work, maybe even $1,000. Some rich kid that wants someone else to write their paper for them. Did you think about like, asking other students like, hey, I'll do this for you?
No, it was all online classes, so I was in my room by myself with my cat. There was no to talk to.
Well, appreciate you calling, man. Thank you, buddy.
I had one more thing.
Yeah, please,
One more thing. I had at one point, I did have a professor request a meeting with me to ask me straight up if I was using AI, and he made me turn my webcam on to talk to him, and he asked me, and I said no, and then he gave me kind of the Larry David stink eye gif. And he said, okay, I believe you, but it was all AI.
Oh, wow. So he did get you. There's nothing he could do.
Yeah.
So it was bothering him so bad that he couldn't do anything. He had no recourse. But in his mind, just out of principle, Bob's Burgers, Bob Belcher, he was like, out of principle, I'm going to get this guy to turn his webcam on, and I'm going to shame him just for me. I like this teacher. I like that he did that. I like that he made you do that.
Yeah. He wanted you to know
Because he couldn't
knew.
do anything, and his hands are tied, and teachers have a tough job, and he had to slap your pee-pee a little bit. I support that.
I lied right to his face like I was trying.
Well, of course. You're supposed to do that. They worked out the way it's supposed to work out. All right, buddy. We love you. Be good, man.
Bye, guys.
See ya.
I just saw a meme the other day that said something like every pre-med student is using ChatGPT to write their, whatever their thesis or test or whatever. So you better start exercising. Like it was a joke about, and I did
start lifting things.
Well, I did think,
God.
I was like, when you have artificial intelligence that can do so much, how, besides from like Andrea, like you going into a testing center and then searching you to make sure you not using anything like that and taking the test yourself, like any online,
Well, there's the thing. ChatGPT look, I wanted to, full disclosure, I wanted to understand what Andrea was doing because it's interesting, right? And the idea of a test that has no maximum score, that you're just taking it, they look at it and you're like, okay, you got the goods. That's fascinating to me. I'm like, what the hell kind of test is that? So I started feeding ideas to ChatGPT. It understands, and what Andrea how she took the test, she uses like a mindset. Like, she knows how project managers are supposed to think, so she just takes that mindset and applies it to whatever example they want her to plan, right?
Yeah.
And ChatGPT can do it. Like, 100%, it knows the mindset. Like, it understands it and can apply it. So it'll be interesting to see where it goes.
Like, for high school students and stuff, you're just getting this AI to do everything for you, right?
Seems like they're changing how they test. I'll give you an example. Like for May, and I don't know if your boys do this, but you'll know. Like when May writes a paper, and she has to write some papers for things that they do.
She has to write a paper in the elementary school?
Yeah, but they use AI. They're teaching her, like, let's say she's doing the Washington Monument. She'll, like, highlight certain things, search for it online, like a little system that they have, and then she can highlight pieces from AI, put it in there, and then she'll go in and change a few of the words. They're teaching her how to use AI.
I'm surprised she's writing paper. My sons have never written a paper. That's Castleberry.
I mean, I know I'm not wrong. She writes and she reads them to me at dinner. This is why I know I hate it. I'm like, oh my God, please don't read the whole paper to me at dinner.
My sons don't even have homework.
Essays, yeah. She
has essays.
Yeah, Andrea says she took a writing test on Tuesday. She had to do an essay. It's a state.
Oh my God.
Yeah, she's been doing essays.
My sons, I've never seen them. They don't even know how to type.
That's not true.
Yeah, it is.
Really?
Yeah, 100%.
She'll be like, this essay, and then she'll go like, well, the question is this, the main idea is this, the conclusion is this, here's the hypothesis, here's the theory, here's the
They've
solution.
done like English tests or whatever, but never an essay. I've never seen them write an essay.
Oh my God, Maisie, don't stop doing essays.
Yeah. No, that's not. It's crazy how different. I'm talking
that's
Tommy.
Just county to county.
Tommy's 5th grade. Yeah, Seminole.
Hey, you're Native American, man. I'm sorry. That's where you got to go.
How is it so different? You're writing an essay?
I've never understood
typing an essay? That's crazy.
Yeah, she's typed up 3 different essays.
Like I said, my sons have never even done a science project.
But my point is, she's not typing it, guys. She's not sitting there and going, the Washington Monument by Maisie Dennis, blah, blah. She's not doing that. They give her a page of facts, and she can go in and by using like versions of AI, like highlight certain things, and then it'll put it into the essay for her, and then she goes in and changes the words. So it's almost like a hybrid between typing and using AI, and they're teaching kids how to do it.
Wow.
Like, here's how you use AI to write this, and then here's how you use the context clues. Like, read it, and then they'll ask questions like, how tall is the Washington Monument? Well, did I use AI to find that fact? Go in, find the fact. Here's how tall it is. Answer the question. That's what she does.
My sons are learning how to pick fern and run from the Border Patrol.
How to weld. They're like, how to weld.
They know. Yeah, they knew.
How to test a John boat.
We know where you guys live. Start learning. You don't have to work on Sundays at Chick-fil-A.
What are the 17 most popular sauces at Buffalo Wild Wings? From memory. Know it, you maggot.
All right. We'll see you tomorrow.